Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's fine. Whatever. Shit happens.
Oh my God, Arizona State Ole Miss is in the 12th inning right now.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm being dead serious. I'm putting it on my phone. Nice on camera.
I'm gonna say 35 because I need to pee. Two people just heard me say that. The 4 people that are here, we are gonna start at 12:35, so that's 5 minutes. So don't go anywhere.
This game's gonna last forever.
Might be, Dylan. We might be. Might be. All right, Tag, you think you can hold this down while I disappear for 1 minute?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck.
The need for a rally cap. The game's tied. Freaking idiots. Ryan and the Russell outfit made my day.
I did it. Minutes. 30 seconds. Can you even call this an instant reaction anymore? It's just like a late reaction. It is a next day reaction.
You might want to turn down your mic a little bit because that was low.
Okay. How's this? Does this sound better?
Yeah, that's good.
Perfect. All right, let's get started. Welcome in. This is supposed to be an instant reaction. This is going to end up being a next day reaction. Well, man, I don't know. Today was so great. This was about the best possible outcome for A&M in this regional. We're going to start with they take down Lamar 7-5, and then we'll get to the Texas State game, which Tag and I just got back from. Amazing game. 2 amazing games today. An amazing opening day of postseason baseball all around the country. Yeah, I mean, Tag, what did you think of Coach Early's first postseason win at Texas A&M?
Well, it was looking kind of dimmed at the beginning. I mean, the energy in the crowd was not very good. It was 5-0 going to the bottom of the 5th. So odds are stacked against you. And then once Gavin hits that leadoff home run, and it felt like everything from then on, everyone was back into it. And then Chris hits that no doubter to cut the lead to 2. And we talked about this, like when we tied the game, and you see Fresh Corn warming up, you felt like we felt very good. Like we thought, I told Sullen the game's over. Like if we're gonna win, it's either we're gonna walk it off or we're getting the win with Fresh Corn on the mound to close it out. But yeah, no, it was a great team, come from behind win. This team's been resilient all year, responded to adversity, and today was no exception of that. They had 4 hits through 13 innings of baseball, their last 13 innings in baseball, with no runs. So, and for them to then score 7 in the next 4 or 5 innings, 4 innings, was very impressive in the way they did it. They did it with the long ball. They did it manufacturing runners. And then I talked about a big X factor was how that bottom of the lineup was going to do. And Ben Royo hits the double, and then Chestnut comes in the bunt, and it was from then on, it was pretty much wraps.
Yeah, my key, I guess we could start there with both of our keys. My key was, I can't actually kind of remember. Oh, getting off to a good start. Yes, getting off to a good start. Guess what? You did not get off to a good start again. We can talk a little bit, maybe we'll rant about it, how sustainable it is to continue to go down early like this. And it kind of starts with your pitching staff. So we can start there. Shane Sadeo was, again, it's just not good, like just not good enough. We talked about Lamar before in our preview. They're very below average offensively in pretty much every category. They only have now 40 home runs on the year. Shane went 3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and struck out 4. What was your impression of Shane?
I mean, he had set down 7 hitters in a row before the 2-out rally that occurred in that 3rd inning. And then didn't he give up the leadoff home run in the 4th? So, I mean, he went 3+ with 4. So, I mean, it really wasn't horrible when you look at it holistically. It was just the fact that the offense couldn't do nearly anything, it felt like, with runners in scoring position at the beginning of the game. They had runners on, just didn't get a hit at the beginning of the game. And pretty much at the end of the game, everything was reversed. They got the big hit. They got the home run that they needed to get back in the game. But, you know, the whole outlook behind Shane's start today is when Shane left, it was 4-0. If we score and when Shane leaves, it's 4-2, like nothing, like I'm not really upset about it. Like, but it was the fact the offense didn't do anything against what we assumed was obviously he was the Southland pitcher of the year, but did not expect him to be as good as he was due to the competition uptick. But he was very solid, and like you said, is it sustainable? No, it's not sustainable. If you go to the Chapel Hill Super Regional and you're down 4-0 immediately, that is just you're gonna get swept if that's kind of the case. You dug yourself into too big of a hole against too good of teams. If you do it against ECU, you might be able to get away with it, but if you do it against Tennessee or ECU, I don't see it.
Yeah, like it feels like this team finds a way to go down early, even if it's not getting hit around. Like the start of this game, the I don't remember who it was, but so there's a ball hit to Ben Royo, and he tries to flip it to Gavin at first base, and he throws it over his head, and
Mm-hmm.
they get a runner on second to start the game, and Shane Sadeo strikes out the next two, I think, and
No, no,
then
it went. He struck out the 2 hole, and then it went single, strikeout,
yeah.
strikeout.
So
So
maybe they don't score in the first inning if Ben Royo doesn't make that mistake, but that's just a part of this bigger pattern of even if they're not hitting, the other team isn't hitting balls over the wall in the first inning, it just feels like A&M finds a way to go down early in every single game. Now that would not look as bad if the offense didn't start so sluggish, and it just felt like a continuation of the Auburn game in the SEC tournament, just not a lot of energy, really lethargic. And then I think it was when so Gavin hits that leadoff homer in the fifth, and then Caden gets on base, and Caden's kind of chirping at the catcher a little bit, and then Chris, and then that's when the energy of
mhm,
the team and the crowd kind of started to get back into the game, and they kind of hit that gear that they've been in when they've been really good.
mhm.
We can talk. So let's go to the Lamar starter. I can't remember exactly what I said about him, but Tag and I both agreed Chris Olivier is really, really good. He went 6 innings today, gave up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, struck out 5, and walked 3. He held A&M scoreless until the 5th inning, where he gave up 2 home runs. That was the Gavin and Chris home runs. He was really good. He said in his post-game interview that he just kind of felt like it took him that first inning to get settled, and then once he was in gear, like I don't think he threw the same pitch twice in a row the entire game, and he had A&M off balance until that 5th inning. He was really, really impressive. I think we talked about like yes, his numbers were really, really good coming into this game, but he hadn't seen a lineup like A&M's, and he kind of shut us up a little bit till the 5th inning. So, yeah, I mean, what did you think of him? Were you surprised that A&M struggled as much as they did?
Yeah, because of what they saw in Hoover. I mean, they saw Alexander Alvarez, who was really good arm. Not the same stuff that you saw with Chris Olivier today, but like just I would have figured that like the at bats would have been better. But like you said, he was mixing it up very well. He was locating with literally every pitch until that 5th inning where I think both home runs were off speed that was left right over
Yep,
the middle of the plate.
hanging. Yep.
So, I mean, other than those 2 pitches, he was really good. He was painting the corners, and he got some help from the umpire. It felt like from where we were sitting. Obviously, that's null and void when you look back at it because some of them looked very good. Some of them were strikes, just pretty blatant. But he was really solid, and it wasn't what I was expecting at all. But once again, like this team, whenever they get in the hole, they always fight. They always respond, except for the outlier of Auburn.
Yeah. By the way, like this was a very ugly win to me. Like you did not. The team is obviously very, very happy to win this game, and you're in the postseason, and you want to win every game the way that you can, any way that you can. But I think the team would agree with us too that this was not up to their standard of how they want to play. Um, but you look around the country, and there are a lot of teams that would have loved to win a really ugly game that didn't. UCLA lost today. Auburn lost today. There's others that I can't remember off of the top of my head.
FSU lost today.
Yeah.
Others, that's just to name a few. Like Florida took an ugly win today. Like everyone, as long as you win, like we literally talked about it on our live show yesterday. As long as A&M wins the game, like we don't care how it happens. Yeah, we would love to be it. That's how Georgia Tech won today, but that's just that's not going to happen every game. And we also talked about on our live show like outside of Olivier, like their pitching's kind of sketchy. And once he was out of the game, the wheels fell off from there, and they let like Ty just said, the Lamar coach left Julius in way too long. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. He was probably their. I think he was their best reliever that they had, and they wanted to roll with their guns, and I don't blame them for it. But like, he just didn't have his stuff today. And heading back to a comment or like you said, like the team's energy changed when the like almost scuffle happened. Yeah, because he from no matter what you want to say, was he hit or was he not? Um, the call stands, whatever. Kind of gets you fired up. You hit a home run, and you get the next guy on, and then you homer again. It's like everybody's back in the game. So just made for an exciting day of baseball, like you said. Like around the country, everyone takes the wins as they get them. So not going to be complaining too much. Obviously not up to the standard, but a win's a win.
Yeah, I like how Noble Guy puts it. I would not, as an A&M fan who was in the stands today, I would not call our game exciting. I would call it butt clenching. I mean, I don't know. Like if you lose this game today with your limited pitching, like you feel really really bad. Like I don't know if A&M makes it out of the regional if they had lost this game today. But yeah, I mean, they found a way to win. So very, very good. Very, very happy. Do not take this game and say "uh-oh" about tomorrow and worry about how A&M is going to play tomorrow. I wouldn't do that. Just be happy that you won the game because there are a lot of teams right now that are in a losers bracket that would have loved to win a super, super ugly game. So going through the lineup, A&M's lineup, Gavin Grohovac was 1 for 3. Obviously, he had the solo shot. That was huge. That ended the shutout. That was Gavin Grohovac ended a 13 inning shutout that A&M's lineup had been going through up until that point. So that was really big. Obviously, that's a turning point in the game. Caden Sorrell was 1 for 2. Chris Akopian was two for 3. He was our player of the game. He had the 2 run shot, and then he had another hit, which was big. Jake Dewar was 1 for 4. What did you make of Partita today? Because Partita is returning to the lineup in full capacity for the first time in a while. He goes 0 for 4, but honestly, he hit some balls pretty hard. I think it was the first inning he hit that ball really hard, and it just died at the warning track. It didn't quite get out. I thought he was fine today. Like, what
Yeah,
did
I
you
thought I
think?
thought it was fine. Like, there's when you miss that like 3 weeks, or you have one AB against Mississippi State, and you're out for 3 weeks, roughly what it was, and there's going to be an adjustment period back to getting into your normal routine of game day routine. And I thought he played
Yeah,
fine overall. He was a good third base today. It's not like he.
yeah,
Uh, so I thought he did great, and he also had a big walk to cut the lead to 1 in
in the
the
seventh. Yep.
in the seventh. So. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was fine. Obviously, tomorrow I bet his overall game is better. But yeah, I mean, your lineup's at full strength, and it acted like it towards the end of the game. So it was good to see. Yeah, that's basically what I've got. I mean, it was a good
Yeah.
outing.
Yeah. Keep going. Bear Harrison was 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly to center, which I think that was in the seventh that gave A&M the lead.
It might have tied it. I
I
believe it
can't
tied it.
remember exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a huge and that was the like A&M had a bunch of sacrifice flies today, and they never had they had the bases a lot of runners on base towards the end of the game, and they never had that hit to score 2 or 3 runs like they wanted to. And that's a part of the ugly game that we were talking about. Like they didn't have, hitting the ball into the grass with runners on base. They didn't have that today, but they had a lot of sacrifice flies, and they returned to something that we talked about a lot, which is this season A&M has been so good when they have a runner at third with less than 2 outs, they always find a way to get him home. And A&M had like 2 or 3 sacrifice flies today with a runner at third, and so that's really encouraging. Like it's uncomfortable to talk about A&M's offense still doesn't quite look like what it's been, but they're taking steps in the right direction, and they're returning to form in ways that we've seen them be really good before. They're kind of starting to return to that, so that's really encouraging. And then going down, Jorian Wilson. What do you do with Jorian Wilson? Because and yeah, Noble Guy literally just comments this, like as I was talking about it, but he has looked somewhat lost to me at the plate the last few weeks. What do you do with Jorian tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he just needs to see one get through. Like if he gets a hit, I feel, or just like a crucial walk in a big moment, or he gets a hit, I feel like he just needs to. I think he's trying to do too much at the plate. Um, but he like we talked about, he swings at a lot of bad pitches. He's like, I think the only player on this team that has a high chase rate, like a superior high chase rate, other than Sorrell. But like if he just sees one get through and ends the slump, I feel like he's obviously super talented. Like he's one of the best athletes, raw
Freak athlete.
athletes I've
Yep.
seen play this game, and I think time will tell. Like he just needs to get one get through. But like if he doesn't get one through, I don't think it's sustainable to keep him in the lineup. But once again, that's overreacting.
And that's just him at the plate. But I feel like we've seen, especially recently, even if he does get on base, which this happened today, he was at first base. Lamar threw a ball to first, and it got away from the first baseman, and he didn't even know that the ball had gotten away. Troy is obviously signaling, telling him to go to second, which of course it's really loud. It's difficult to hear. I get that. But Jorian's awareness, like he wasn't even aware that the ball had gotten away from the first baseman in the first place, which imagine if Jorian's on first base in the ninth inning and we're down one and we need to get a run home and he can't and he doesn't get to second there. That's a potentially a game changing mistake. And so it didn't matter today, but he's been a little bit of a liability on the base paths when he's been able to get on, which he hasn't been able to get on a lot. So I like what you said. Like if you sit him tomorrow and you play TK and you just let him watch the game, just let him sit. He's a freshman and he's playing in the postseason for the first time. Like there's nerves. I mean, there has to be for him, and so that doesn't help the slump that he's in. I think you should let him sit tomorrow. And then there's also an. Or do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say, but tomorrow, like I feel like is a good matchup for Jordan against like a pitching staff that struggles.
You are
If
right.
he gets one over the wall, dude, he's through the confidence is through the roof back again, and you're playing with confidence. And but like you said, like he or I trust early. Like it just plain and simple. The staff sees what he does in practice to see what happens. Today it just didn't feel like him. Like a lot of uncharacteristic swings with two strikes, but for when you're in a slump, you're just trying. I feel like you're just trying to get that hit, and if
Yeah.
you're trying to do too much, sometimes it's just not. It's not going to work out for you.
And it doesn't help when your team is down in the postseason and you really want to be that you really want to be the guy that helps your team and you really want to be the guy that gives them that boost that they need. And he obviously wanted to do that today, but
Yeah,
that's a
and
part of what you said, just trying to do way too much.
yeah, and like you said, when you have a pitcher that's mixing up like he's not throwing the same pitch twice in a row. Like
Yeah.
it's really hard to be on time with that when he's throwing a changeup, when he's throwing a curveball, when he's throwing that slider, and then he goes back with 92. Like it's really hard to time up. Baseball is hard for a reason. Like it's hard to hit a baseball when in Division I baseball. Like when these guys
Yeah.
throw really hard and have good stuff and can command everything, which what Olivier was doing through 4 innings, like it's hard. I get it, but when you have all the resources and all the analytics and everything that this team has, I trust early and I trust this coaching staff to make the right decision tomorrow.
Yeah, Noble Guy seems to definitely agree with you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, I would agree. Like his best matchup of the weekend certainly would not have been against USC. Um,
Nope.
but yeah, I mean, against Texas State, sure. And to me, it just looked like today he was guessing, like he was waiting for a pitch that he wanted, but he wasn't waiting. He was saying, "Oh, it's going to be this pitch. I'm going to swing," and then it wasn't that pitch, and he was predetermining whether he wanted to swing or not, is what it
Yeah,
looked like,
it felt like
which is
that. Yeah, I
which is
agree.
not going to work against the arms that you're going to see in the postseason. Then there's another conversation to be had about Boston Kellner, who was 0 for 3 again today. The kid is so unbelievably tough, and it's so awesome that he's playing, and it's incredible. Like it's just such a great. It's awesome, but he has not been the same. He's slightly a little bit of a liability defensively. You could, but I don't know. Like it's Ben Royo. Do you put Ben Royo at short or do you leave him at second? Like, what do you do with Boston Kellner? Do you replace him with another bat? Like, what do you do?
It's so hard because it's one of these guys that you want to root for. Like it's like guys like Chris and guys like him are so easy to root for because no matter what happens to them, they want to be in the lineup. Like they're gonna play. So it's really hard to like take him out of the lineup. But like some of the at bat, like he's got range. Like I think he's going to be a great shortstop or second baseman in this conference. He's only a freshman, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
like write him off as a freshman. Like a lot of people struggle as a freshman in this conference. But like, do you move Royo to short and then you play Sawyer Farr, Travis Chestnut? Do you move Partita from third and then you put Bender up at first? Like there's they have options. Like it's not like they're limited to what they can do.
Yeah.
So like it's very intriguing, but I don't think they're going to do anything drastic like maneuver the whole infield. I don't think that's the right decision.
Yeah.
But
And sorry, this was just Noble
no,
Guy's comment. Like I just think this is too much. Like you cannot shuffle things around this much this late. It's similar to what we are talking about with the pitching staff, like just trying to try new things to see if
it's too
something
late.
else clicks. It's just too
Too
late for
late.
that. It's too late for that. So if there's a change, it'll be minimal. It'll be Chestnut, and that'll be the change. But
And
you're
and
not going to
something
see
that and
something.
something that we're not talking about, like you can move Partita to second base and move Royo to short. Like that is not as drastic as moving
Yeah,
Gavin to second. Like Gavin can go back to third, and then you put Bindi at first. They have options. Like this isn't a team that's like, no, we need to put the same 9 guys out there every game. Um, but like I think Boston, like Jorian, Boston's a very talented kid. That's tough. Like you want to have these guys on your team, um, and he's a competitor. It's just it's who he is. I'm like taking a ball off the face and you're playing the next week, like, and you break a bone in your face. Like I respect the hell out of it. Like you don't see that every day. And then same with Chris, like he has to get a root canal and he's playing the next day. Like that's stuff like that. And like you said, Chris he had a little cap shot in between the second baseman and first baseman. And he said in his interview, he gets like 2 sprints a game. That's all he's good for. And he had it there. And then on the sac
yep,
fly that Bear hit in the seventh. So
yep.
this team's so tough. Like, and with how they're enabling to do the lineup due to Chris being limited, like, it just speaks to what this team is.
And then another quick shout out, last player. Before we can talk about Lions and Fresh Corn, obviously, but in the lineup, shout out to Travis Chestnut who had a big bunt. Pitching, the pitcher made an error throwing to first, and Chestnut was safe. Royo went to third. Um, and Royal scored on that play, didn't he? Right?
Yeah, he threw it.
Yeah.
He threw it down the right field line.
This is what gave A&M the lead.
The second
Uh,
baseman didn't see the ball. It went
and,
right
and
by him.
you want to talk about something that Tag and I talked about, which was these non-SEC teams coming to Olson and dealing with the postseason atmosphere. You can go listen to Will Davis's post-game interview with NCAA, the Lamar head coach, after this game, where he said that he felt that and even his own player said this, he felt that his defense on the field today was really sped up with just the crowd. And he said, we're not used to having thousands of people yelling at us like this. And he felt that his defense was sped up today. And you could see that, right? Chestnut, it's not a perfect bunt. It was kind of right at the pitcher. If you look at it, like it wasn't a great bunt, should have been an easy out. But the pitcher speeds up and he's trying to go run the ball and he misses it and then he throws it over the first base. His team was sped up and his team was impacted by the atmosphere today. So that's just a great advantage of playing non-SEC teams in the postseason. But yeah, I mean, Travis is another one of those guys that's just, he comes in and does exactly what he needs to do. We talked about it in game 3 against Mississippi State. Just a perfect, I mean, he's another one of those guys that's just done that. And stepped up when he's needed to make the play. So after Shane, we can get to our pitching, and then we can move into Texas State tomorrow. So after Shane gives up a solo shot. Dylan. Yeah, we'll talk about this. It's funny. We'll talk about that in a second. So after Shane goes out, Gavin Lyons comes in. The first batter he faces, it's Kevin Durant solo shot, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But then after that he goes scoreless. So Gavin Lyons went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, the 1 solo shot, the first batter he sees, and then he struck out 4. Really good. Gavin Lyons was really good. Just that one little bloop, and then he settled in and he cruised. And then of course Fresh Corn. If A&M is winning the game and Fresh Corn has the ball, you feel really freaking good about winning that game.
Mhm.
Um, Freshcorn went 2 innings, struck out one, did not allow any base runners. Well, he allowed one in the ninth. I think they had one. They had a guy on first, but
Mhm.
again, Freshcorn just comes in and locks it down. So, and the best part is he threw, I think, like 19 pitches ish
19 or
or
20
something.
pitches. Yeah. So he
Yes,
will be available tomorrow,
yeah,
and we'll touch on Texas State's closer because that was unreal.
yeah. So let's get into that. So Tag and I, after this first game, after A&M Lamar, we go home and we take showers and we eat, and then we go right back to Olson to watch Texas State play USC. This was an amazing game. This was a really good game. I'm still pulling it up. Yeah, I mean, who did you want to win this game, Tag, between USC and Texas State, and why? While I pull this up.
I think every A&M fan wanted Texas State to win that game
Yeah,
because
talk
of
us through Dylan's comment.
so when you play in the Big Ten, there's really one atmosphere that perks your ears up of, oh, they've got to go here, and that's Oregon, um, and that's not really even close to what the SEC has. Like if for there was maybe 20 of us A&M students at the game that were doing our normal thing, like just making fun of both teams. So it wasn't one sided. And to use the easiest term, USC pissed down their leg. It's just is what it is. And I wanted to touch on something that we noted because it was very obvious. USC takes the lead in the bottom of the eighth inning, and at the top of the ninth inning, they have a whole group photo of the USC fan section, a whole group photo. Yeah, we did it. We won the game. Nope, you have an error to start the top of the ninth, and then the next pitch is a home run. So it was really funny. The baseball gods were like, nope, not happening. This is not happening. And just an outstanding baseball game, like a lot of these games have been. We saw Tennessee go 14 innings, and there's a game right now, Ole Miss versus Arizona State in the 14th inning right now.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Tag and I both agree that Texas State is absolutely a better matchup for you than USC. The big news is that the Aggies will not have to face the Big Ten Pitcher of the Year, arguably the best arm that A&M would have seen this year in Mason Edwards. So A&M will not have to see that guy tomorrow. Um, Noble guy. This is interesting. What if
There's no
USC
well,
saves Mason? You
there's
can't do this. You
you
have to
just
win. They have to win the game tomorrow to stay in. They're not going. I would be shocked if they did not throw Mason Edwards.
because like what happens if you get shelled early against Lamar in the
Yeah,
first inning and you're not using Mason Edwards and you look really silly. So you have to start Mason Edwards tomorrow regardless, and that's just tough luck on Lamar.
yeah. So that's big news. You will not have to face that guy. Instead, you're going to face Texas State's pitching, which we talked about. Texas State. Texas State can hit the ball really hard and out of the yard. They're seventh in the country in home runs. Their pitching staff is very questionable. And I'll tell you, like, if there's one thing that I feel good about, if A&M's playing an opponent and I hear this, it's that the pitching staff that they're facing is questionable. Not only is the pitching staff questionable, they are a non-SEC team coming to play at Olson at night. Um, so this game tomorrow. I cannot tell you how amazing this game is going to be tomorrow. Just toxicity, two teams that don't like each other. Night game at Olson. This matchup really reminds me of the regional final against TCU in 2022. Just very similar conversation about two very shaky pitching staffs and two lineups that can do damage. And that's what that regional was. And that's what tomorrow night is going to feel like. It's going to
Yep.
be high scoring, all kinds of runs back and forth, throwing punches at each other. Um, Mason Edwards. See, this is dude. The more Noble guy talks about this, the more I want to change my mind. Mason Edwards versus Lamar is like an ant versus an ATL. Okay, Lamar looked pretty decent offensively today. And I know
Yeah,
that's
they
against
didn't look
our
like yeah, it was not
no,
the same team that we previewed. I can guarantee you
yeah.
that when they hit the first ball out, I was like, oh, okay, they hit a home run, and then they hit a ball over the scoreboard. I'm like, all right, this is nuts.
But
This is nuts.
let me put it this way. If USC loses to Lamar tomorrow and they don't throw Mason Edwards, How stupid do you feel as a coach? We lost and because we did not throw our best arm. We lost in this regional and did not throw our best arm the entire weekend because we're eliminated. How stupid would you feel? So they are
Yeah.
absolutely throwing Mason Edwards tomorrow. Um, there's no doubt about that in my mind.
Yeah.
Um, so this game with Texas State and USC was back and forth. USC, uh, actually, Texas State jumps on top in the second, and then USC ties it. USC takes a 3-1 lead going into the fifth. Texas State ties the game in the fifth, and then two scoreless after that. In the eighth inning, USC hits a solo shot to take the lead, and then Texas State hits an absolute moonshot. I don't know how far this ball went.
Dude, it was
Texas State annihilates a pitch, two-run homer to take the lead in the ninth, and then they escape.
yeah.
Um,
I
Go
want
for
to
it.
talk about clutch first of all from Chase Mora, but Chase Mora is like king of San Marcos. Like that is like the record holder of almost like every hitting category. I know home runs for sure. So like this was the like pinnacle of baseball gods coming down on USC, which I thought was the funniest thing ever. Let's celebrate winning before the ninth innings happening, and they hadn't even put the closer in yet. They still
Yep.
had a reliever in. We believe was their normal Sunday starter, um, but but then they put the closer in, and the first pitch he hits a 430-foot home run, I believe, was what the broadcast said. So
Yep.
I mean, this game was a real joy to watch in person. Get to see some of these games that you wouldn't really see on a normal basis. This is why the sport is so great, and so to see that in person was awesome. And it felt like the Texas State fans just did not care at all until the ninth inning. So
Yeah, that
about
was very
anything
confusing.
having the lead like the whole late half of the game or in a tie game against one of the top they're a top 10 RPI team in USC, snubbed kind of for a host, but they're 1-11 in quad one games kind of limited that, but they played a really good team in USC and they were leading or tied for a majority of the game, and there was just no energy from that fan base, which is why I feel so good about tomorrow. Like, give me a Sunbelt team walking into a weekend environment night game at Olsen Field.
Let's quickly list just advantages for A&M going into tomorrow and disadvantages. To me, I already mentioned a couple, and Tag just said it. Non-SEC team coming into Olson in a night environment. Uh, Texas State has very, very questionable pitching staff. Texas State went through 5 arms today. A&M will not see Wade Cooper tomorrow, Texas State's closer. This is really big news. He threw over 50 pitches. He went 3 innings, gave up 2 hits, one earned run, struck out 5 tonight. He is gross. He is their guy that they go to close games, and A&M will not have to see him tomorrow. And then, of course, as I said, Texas State went through 5 arms tonight, so they're going to be, they're not going to have. I can guarantee you, they wanted Wade Cooper tomorrow. They would have loved to have Wade
Had
Cooper
to win.
tomorrow,
Had to win.
but they had to win this game tonight. You have to win the first game, so advantage A&M there. And then another thing that might be overlooked is that this was a really emotional win for Texas State. You talk about back and forth, and you're up. This was a long game. I don't know how long this game ended up being. It was long. But you hit a two-run home run like that, and they were all kind of jumping around celebrating with their fans. Like, it's an emotional win, and you've got to be able to come down from that and refocus yourself, because you're going to play in front of 8,000 plus tomorrow, sold out night game at Olson. So that's advantage A&M. Disadvantage A&M is Texas State's really good at hitting home runs, and A&M's pitching staff is the worst in the conference in giving up home runs. So when we talk about high scoring affair, there's a reason why. So that's what you worry about, right? I think the fear tomorrow is that the offense comes out sluggish and Texas State just jumps all over you early. Um, so those are my. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that. I want to get to Noble Guy's comment because this is a really important conversation
Yeah.
to have. But
Yeah, I wanted to touch on what you said, like very emotional win. Like, congrats, you just beat a top 20, top 15, arguably team in USC. Yeah, now you got to come down to earth and play a top 10 team that we all would agree with, in Texas A&M that has arguably the third like top three offense in the country. So and you don't have to do it. You don't get your best. You don't get your best reliever. You don't get your best arm. Period. And plus, you don't get their best starter either, which they threw today too. So I would just love the matchup, but it's both ways. Like if you don't see Aiden Sims tomorrow, then it's the matchup is just as even as we're talking about because they hit it just as much. I believe they hit one home run less than you this year. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's going to be a very fun game. Like, well, going to be a very stressful game. Like, I want to touch on what we talked about in the car right now. This is the biggest game of the year tomorrow. You win tomorrow. I'm not. You can clip me. You can clip me. You can clip me. If you win tomorrow, you win the regional, like flat out. I'm just like that's how it happens. You go 2-0 with this lineup, and the other people they have to go face. Presumably, we all assume if A&M wins tomorrow, it would be USC versus Texas State again in an elimination game to make the regional final. And you got to go through that emotional game again. Like that game's going to be close. That both teams are really good. And how much pitching both teams are going to have to use to get to the regional final concerns me. Like that's which is why I just said what I said. Like if you win tomorrow, you are you setting yourself up to win the regional. Like that's basically all I've got.
And it's not just bull crap. It's not just bull crap. Like, look at the statistics. Like the stats say, like if you win that, even if you win the first game, that's very, very, very good for. I can't think of the word, but like, yeah, you win that first game, your odds of winning the regional improve drastically. You win that second game, it's like through the roof. So the stats back that up too. But yeah, oh wow, that's funny.
I think you touch on that because I've got an answer. The Sadeo's availability.
I don't want to talk about today.
I'm just gonna say it. If this goes to Monday, if this regional goes to Monday, he's available. He didn't throw enough pitches to be not throw again this weekend, but you will have him available Monday. That's my assumption. Right, that doesn't mean you use him. That does not mean you use him, but he will be available Monday.
Let's have the uncomfortable, kind of scary conversation. I don't want to talk about it, but we have to talk about it. Which is why Noble Guy, why do you assume Aiden Sims is going to start tomorrow? I've heard no indication from anybody that Aiden Sims is good to go tomorrow. That might be what you assume. Michael Early said he would pitch this weekend. That does not mean he's pitching tomorrow. And you also have to ask the question to what, if he does pitch tomorrow, to what capacity is he going to be? There's no reason to believe if he does pitch, he'll throw more than 3 innings or whatever. We have no idea what's going on with him specifically. They won't tell us. I'm actually pulling this up right now. So if Tag, you want to share your thoughts on that? Like I was going to watch Early's interview again because he gave an answer. He was asked about Sims pitching tomorrow and he gave an answer and I want to be able to quote it like accurately. So
yeah, I'll go on a tangent here. So, I mean, there's so many realms that could start tomorrow. Like there's 3 options that are I think that are very pliable. You start Sims. You do that happens. You believe everything Early says, which I don't see any reason not to. And then there's you start Weston Moss tomorrow, which I would feel very comfortable doing as well. That's a move I would fully have faith in tomorrow. And then do you start Ethan Darden again? There's that conversation as well. Like there's so many realms the staff could go to, and I believe they have an answer by now. Like they know if Sims is available, he's throwing, in my opinion. Like it's not like they're going to hold back. Oh, if we win, we're going to pitch back like other teams have done, and he's going to throw the regional final. No, if he's healthy, he's throwing tomorrow. So when we hear anything, when Zane or whoever Tech Sags, whoever you see post is like a quote from Early saying who's starting tomorrow, I would not be surprised if you see any of those 3 names I just listed as the listed starter for tomorrow.
I have it pulled up. So I'm kind of playing this muted and I'm reading the subtitles. So Early was asked by a reporter. He was asked, is Aiden going to pitch tomorrow? Because you said he was going to pitch this weekend. And if so, is he going to have a limit? Is he going to, at what capacity is Aiden Sims available tomorrow? And he gave a little bit of a murky answer. He said, if Aiden were on a pitch limit, the last thing I would say to opposing coaches is that he's on a pitch limit. So it kind of was like a funny answer. He said, no, I expect him to be able to go 150. But then he kind of laughed. So that to me sounds like if I had to guess, I do kind of feel like he's going to throw tomorrow.
I
I
agree.
feel that, but Early is not going to give any indication of to what capacity. That would be a
No,
bad. This is gamesmanship. He's a coach. He's not going to give away that information.
no.
So we don't know what Aiden Sims' health looks like. Um, but I mean, I think he's going to pitch tomorrow. If I had to guess, Early said he was going to pitch this weekend. It'd be really strange if he didn't throw tomorrow. If he didn't, if Aiden's here's what I would say. If Aiden Sims does not throw tomorrow, it's not strategy. There's something wrong.
Yep.
That's my
I
answer to
completely
that.
agree.
You have to throw, like as Tag said, tomorrow against Texas State is the biggest game of the season, and it's not even close. You set yourself up for winning your regional versus maybe losing your regional tomorrow. That's how important this game is tomorrow. And in that scale of in that big of a game, you have to throw your best arm. It has to be Sims. And so if it's not Sims, it's not strategy. There's something wrong. Sims is not okay. That's the way I look at it. I guess I could be wrong, but that's the way
Yeah.
I look at it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Dylan.
it's such a hard situation because, like, yeah, we know he's injured, but we don't know the severity. We don't know exactly what it is. Like, you could just say muscle tightness. Yeah, my muscles tight it from getting up this morning. Like, like
Yeah.
the, it's just nothing. You get nothing, and it could literally be something that that lingers on, and you might have to get he might be shut down for the year. But like we don't, I don't want to say anything without any information on it because we just don't know. Like it's such a hard situation to deal with because we don't know what's happening. Like we give you what we think, and from what we hear, and from the information that's given from whoever that we trust. So based on that, I feel confident that he's going to pitch. And as I'm saying this, Ole Miss has officially won the game at 1:16 a.m.
Nice.
But
Heck
yeah,
yeah. I would love for us to go that late tomorrow. Just think about it. Texas State A&M do not like each other. Offensive teams just slamming the ball around for 5 hours. That sounds awesome. Okay, that's all I have to say about today. We could do, I guess, a couple of keys for tomorrow. Unless, do you have anything else you want to add from today or closing thoughts? Oh, I guess I could say just first of all, congratulations to the staff and the players.
hmm
I know that the way that they look at this, that's just the first game, and they want to be playing in the postseason all the way until the end. That's their goal. But it is Coach Early's first NCAA tournament win as the head coach of Texas A&M, and then obviously the staff and the players. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to Coach Early. It's big. It's exciting. So yeah. Oh yeah, Dylan, this is good. Okay, so the game starts at 8 tomorrow, right? We got robbed of Midnight Olson in game 3 against Texas. That game was going to start at 10. We were going to be there screaming at Texas till 2 in the morning. We might be looking at Midnight Olson. Um,
we
I would
got
love
to
it.
my car at 12:01 a.m. this morning.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we're we're looking at that. Especially today was a low scoring game that took a while. We're looking at a high scoring game that's going to take a while tomorrow, which makes for the atmosphere to be utter insane. Considering what we just saw with Texas State fans that don't say anything unless they score.
All right. Would you like to go first? What is your key? If you had to pick one, what is your key for A&M winning the game tomorrow?
Oh gosh. I
I can go
mean,
first if you want to.
yeah, go first. I don't
Like
want to.
I guess you want to look at it as like these are when we tell you our keys, like these are things where if we told you the answer to after or before the game starts, you should know if A&M won or not. That's kind of like what these are. And I guess to me, against Texas State's like super power heavy lineup, I'm going to say it again, even though I was wrong today. I said you had to get off to a good start. I'm just going to say it again. You have to get off to a good start tomorrow. And guess what? It's physically impossible for the other team to score in the top of the first tomorrow because A&M is the away team. So A&M will bat first tomorrow. So it is physically impossible for Texas State to score in the top of the first. So I hope that this puts them in a good spot. I hope that A&M scores in that first inning, and like we've talked about, A&M's pitching has settled in a lot better when they play with a lead. And you just have not seen A&M this entire season. You have not seen A&M jump out to leads against good teams. It
Mhm.
feels like they're always trailing. They're always having to fight their way back into it to give themselves a chance. There's a couple exceptions, like I don't know. Let's go through the SEC slate. Like look at game 3 against Georgia. You know why you won that game? Because you jumped out hot and you jumped on them early and you were ahead the whole game. The Missouri series, you won those 3 games because you were ahead early. The games 2 and 3 against Vanderbilt, you jumped on them very early and you were able to pitch with a lead. I'm blanking. I don't know. Game 2 against Ole Miss. I mean, you jumped out early. Like we can go on and on and on, but the story is it's super like logical and self-explanatory it seems, but if you get off to a better start and you score first and then you put up a 0 and you score again and you just get off to a better start than you have been, you're more likely to win the game. And like I've talked about, you know why Schloss never lost. Oh, that was bad. Voice crack. You know why Schloss never lost a postseason game here? Because those teams, for the most part, were out in a lead early, and Olsen just becomes an impossible place to play when that happens. Um, so yeah, you're batting first tomorrow. My key, like let's score in the first inning and see what the pitching looks like, whether it's Aiden Sims or not. Let's see what the pitching looks like when they're
Mhm.
playing with a lead, and I think
Yeah.
that it'll look really good.
Yeah, and I've got two keys. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna shoot. We can. A&M needs 3 home runs or more, in my opinion. Um, 3 home runs in the game. You hit two today. That was kind of without having 4 innings of offense because the first 4 innings were they were what they were. And then on the flip side, I'm gonna go pitching. Do not give up the big inning. Like, yes, they're going to score. Like, I understand that. They might score a crooked run number as in 3, but they can't score more than 3 runs in a single inning, or it might get out of hand.
I love that. That's good.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with that. You got to hit 3 home runs, and you can't give up more than 3 in 1 inning, and you feel very good. I feel very good about this game. I would always said it. Like you went from oh no, we're facing the Big Ten pitcher of the year to we're facing one of the you're facing like the fifth or sixth best pitching team in the Sun Belt.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, I feel great about tomorrow. That's it. We went almost an hour, so I'm very tired. This has been a very long day. I guess we probably should have done this reaction show after the first game.
I'm
Um,
not going to do it. And I told you so, but I told you so.
you did tell me so. You're right. All right. Do you have anything else before we get out of here? You good?
No, I think we're good. I mean, this is why we love the sport, baby. It was a great day of baseball. We saw some teams that we wanted to lose, and it's a great day when the Aggies win.
What did Ty just say? My cadence Sorrell on baseball
Baseball
9.
9.
Baseball 9. Look, this is great that you bring this up. Tomorrow night's baseball game is going to be like a game of baseball 9. Just wham, 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 wham. That's literally what it's going to be. So yeah, we will see you there. Be loud, be mean, um, be loud. That's all I'll say. And get there early and make life miserable for Texas State. We are at home in a regional at night. Make the place an absolute nut house. So we'll see you there, and then we will see you after to hopefully be discussing how A&M is advancing to the regional finals. Yeah. Thank you guys very, very much for sticking with us till 1 in the morning. We had like over 40 messages in chat. So thank you very much for that.